Episode 6: The Rewards of Ecommerce SEO, From Traffic to Trust to Sales. Welcome back to the SEO Playbook, E-commerce Edition. I'm Antonio, and today we're going to talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. What success actually looks like when your e-commerce SEO efforts start paying off. If you've been following this series, you've learned why Google Ads can drain your budget, how to create product pages that rank, how to convert visitors into customers, how to build off-page authority, and the reality of backlink building for online stores. But today, I want to paint you a picture of what happens when all of this work comes together for an e-commerce business. Because here's the thing. E-commerce SEO can feel like you're pushing a boulder up a mountain for months with no visible progress. Then suddenly, something clicks, and that boulder starts rolling downhill, picking up speed and momentum that compounds into serious revenue. I want to share some real stories with you today. Stories of online stores that went from struggling to get sales to dominating their product categories, and what that transformation actually looks like from the inside. The Christmas morning effect, when your rankings light up. Let me tell you about Marcus, who owns an online store selling eco-friendly home products. When we started working together 14 months ago, he was spending $3,800 a month on Google Ads and Google Shopping campaigns, getting maybe 80 to 100 orders from his website. 8 months into our SEO campaign, something magical happened. Marcus called me on a Tuesday morning, and I could hear the excitement in his voice. "Antonio," he said, "I just checked my rank tracking dashboard, and it looks like Christmas morning." What he was seeing was his keyword rankings report, where we track hundreds of search terms related to his products. In SEO software, unranked keywords show up as red, keywords ranking on pages 2 to 5 show up as yellow or orange, and first-page rankings show up as green. For months, Marcus's report had been mostly red with a few scattered yellow dots. But that Tuesday morning, it was lit up with green. Eco-friendly cleaning products, green. Sustainable home goods, green. Non-toxic kitchen supplies, green. Bamboo bathroom accessories, green. He had hit what I call the e-commerce SEO tipping point, that moment when months of consistent effort suddenly translate into visible, measurable results that directly impact sales. The notification that won't stop pinging. But rankings are just numbers on a screen. What really matters is what happens next. And for Marcus, what happened next was beautiful. Within 2 weeks of seeing his rankings improve, his phone started buzzing with order notifications. Not just a little more, a lot more. He went from 80 to 100 orders a month to 80 to 100 orders a week. But here's the really interesting part. The quality of these customers was completely different from his Google Ads traffic. When people clicked on his ads, they were often price shopping, comparing multiple stores, or not really sure what they wanted. But when people found him through organic search results, they had already done their research. They had read his product descriptions, looked at his reviews, and decided he was the right store for them before they even added anything to their cart. Marcus told me, "These customers aren't just buying one item and leaving. They're buying multiple products, signing up for my newsletter, and coming back for repeat purchases." That's the difference between earning your visibility and renting it. The compound effect, why e-commerce SEO gets easier over time. Now, here's where the story gets really interesting. Remember, Marcus had been spending $3,800 a month on Google Ads and shopping campaigns. Once his organic traffic started converting into sales, he was able to reduce his ad spend to $1,500 a month, then $800, and eventually he turned off most of his ads completely. That's $3,800 a month back in his pocket, $45,600 a year, while getting more and better customers than he was getting from paid advertising. But the compound effect goes beyond just saving money on ads. Here's what else happened. More product reviews. Happy customers started leaving more reviews, which improved his product rankings in both organic search and Google Shopping, which brought in even more customers. Word of mouth and social sharing. Satisfied customers started sharing his products on social media and recommending them to friends, creating a viral effect that had nothing to do with search engines. Brand recognition. People in his target market started recognizing his brand name, creating direct traffic and brand searches. Email list growth. His email list grew from 500 subscribers to over 8,000, creating a direct marketing channel that didn't depend on any platform. Pricing power. Because he wasn't competing solely on price anymore, he was able to raise his margins and focus on higher quality products. This is what I call the e-commerce SEO compound effect. Success builds on success, creating momentum that becomes self-sustaining. The Google Shopping transformation. Let's talk about what happened to Marcus's Google Shopping performance during this transformation, because this is something you can actually see and measure. Before we started working together, his products were showing up in Google Shopping results maybe 10 to 15% of the time for relevant searches, and when they did show up, they were usually buried on page 2 or 3. After 12 months of consistent product optimization and authority building, his products were showing up in Google Shopping results 70 to 80% of the time for his target keywords, and they were consistently appearing in the top 3 positions. But the numbers only tell part of the story. His product listings went from being generic, boring entries to being compelling, detailed showcases of his products, high-quality product images that stood out from competitors, detailed product titles that included relevant keywords, comprehensive product data that helped Google understand what he was selling, competitive pricing that reflected his improved margins, strong review ratings that built trust with potential customers. His Google Shopping performance became like a 24/7 sales team that was working for him even when his website was down for maintenance or updates. The traffic quality revolution. Here's something that surprised Marcus, and it surprises most of my e-commerce clients. The quality of organic search traffic is dramatically different from paid search traffic. When someone clicks on a Google Shopping ad, they're often in comparison mode. They might click on 5 to 6 different product ads, visit multiple stores, and choose based primarily on price and shipping speed. But when someone finds your products through organic search results, they've typically gone through a different mental process. They searched for a specific product or problem. They looked at the search results and chose yours because it seemed most relevant and trustworthy. They spent time on your website reading product descriptions and reviews. They explored related products and learned about your brand. They decided you were the right store before they made a purchase. By the time they buy from you, they're not shopping. They're purchasing from a brand they trust. Marcus noticed this difference immediately. His conversion rate on organic traffic was over 6.2%, compared to about 2.8% on traffic from Google Ads. The geographic expansion effect. Once Marcus established authority in his core product categories, something interesting happened. He started ranking for searches in product categories he hadn't specifically targeted. This is because Google recognized him as a trusted authority for eco-friendly home products. When someone searched for sustainable kitchen gadgets or non-toxic cleaning supplies, Google would sometimes show his products because it knew he had strong authority signals in the broader eco-friendly home category. This category expansion effect allowed Marcus to grow his product range organically without having to create separate marketing campaigns for each new product line. He also started getting international traffic and sales, even though he had only been targeting US customers initially. His strong SEO foundation made his store visible to customers around the world who were searching for eco-friendly products. The competitive moat. Here's something most e-commerce store owners don't think about. Once you establish strong SEO authority in your product categories, you create what economists call a competitive moat. New competitors can't just show up and immediately outrank you. They have to go through the same months-long process of building content, earning backlinks, and establishing authority that you went through. Meanwhile, you're continuing to strengthen your position with fresh products, new content, and growing customer reviews. I've seen established e-commerce SEO leaders maintain their first-page rankings for years, even when well-funded competitors try to challenge them with aggressive advertising campaigns. Marcus now dominates the first page for dozens of eco-friendly product keywords, and new competitors struggle to break into the top 10 results, even with significant advertising budgets. The metrics that actually matter. Let me share the key performance indicators that Marcus and I tracked during his e-commerce SEO transformation. because these are the metrics that actually correlate with business growth ranking metrics. First page rankings for target product keywords went from 8 to 127 in 12 months. Google Shopping visibility for target products went from 15% to 78%. Average search position for branded searches went from position 12 to position 1. Traffic metrics, organic website traffic, increased 420% year over year. Product page views from organic search increased 680% year over year. Time spent on site increased from 1 minute 20 seconds to 4 minutes 45 seconds. Conversion metrics, orders from organic search increased 740% year over year. Revenue from organic traffic increased 890% year over year. Customer lifetime value from organic customers increased 180% compared to paid traffic. Business metrics, monthly revenue increased 340% year over year. Profit margins improved due to reduced advertising costs and premium pricing. Email list growth increased from 500 to 8,200 subscribers. The timeline reality check. Now let me give you realistic expectations about how long this transformation takes for e-commerce stores, because I don't want to paint an unrealistic picture. Months 1 to 3, foundation building. You're optimizing product pages, creating content, and building basic authority signals. You might see some small improvements in Google Shopping visibility, but nothing dramatic yet. Months 4 to 6. Early momentum. You start seeing more product keywords ranking on pages 2 to 3. Your organic traffic increases slightly, and you might notice a small uptick in sales from organic search. Months 7 to 9. The tipping point. This is where the magic happens. Product rankings start jumping to the first page, organic traffic increases significantly, and you start getting consistent orders from organic search. Months 10 to 12. Acceleration. Your authority is established, rankings continue improving, and the compound effect kicks in. This is where you start seeing dramatic business results. Year 2 and beyond. Maintenance and growth. You're maintaining strong positions while expanding into new product categories and keywords. The hard work is done. Now it's about staying ahead of the competition. The emotional journey. Let me talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough. The emotional journey of e-commerce SEO success. For the first few months, it can be frustrating. You're putting in work, spending money, and not seeing obvious results. I've had clients call me asking if we should just go back to Google Ads because at least we knew that was working. But then something shifts. Maybe it's a single product that jumps to the first page, or a week where you get more organic orders than usual. You start to see glimpses of what's possible. And then, when the compound effect kicks in, when your order notifications start pinging consistently with qualified customers, when you realize you haven't thought about Google Ads in months, that's when you experience what I call e-commerce SEO enlightenment. You realize you've built something sustainable, something that works even when you're not actively working on it, something that gets stronger over time instead of more expensive. The lifestyle impact. Here's something that might surprise you. Successful e-commerce SEO doesn't just change your business metrics, it changes your lifestyle. Marcus told me that the most unexpected benefit of his SEO success was peace of mind. He no longer woke up every morning wondering if his Google Ads were working or if he was going to get enough orders to cover his advertising costs. His sales became predictable and consistent. He could plan inventory with confidence, invest in new products without worrying about marketing costs, and even take vacations without worrying that his traffic would disappear while he was gone. That's the difference between renting your visibility and owning it. The reinvestment strategy. Once Marcus's SEO started generating consistent results, he faced a new challenge: what to do with the extra revenue and the money he was saving on advertising. Smart e-commerce store owners reinvest their SEO success back into growing their SEO even further. Expanding into new product categories. Creating more comprehensive content and buying guides. Building stronger backlink profiles. Improving website conversion rates. Investing in better product photography and descriptions. This creates an upward spiral where success funds more success, leading to market dominance over time. The warning signs to watch for. Success in e-commerce. SEO also comes with some challenges you need to be prepared for. Inventory management. When your organic orders start increasing rapidly, you need systems to handle the increased volume without running out of stock. Competition response. Your competitors will notice your success and may try to copy your strategies or increase their own marketing efforts. Algorithm changes. Google occasionally updates its algorithm, which can temporarily affect rankings. Having diverse traffic sources helps protect against this. Complacency risk. Some stores get comfortable with their success and stop investing in SEO maintenance, which can lead to gradual decline. Seasonal fluctuations. E-commerce. SEO can be more seasonal than service business SEO, so you need to plan for fluctuations throughout the year. Your success preparation checklist. If you're implementing the strategies from this podcast series, here's how to prepare for success. Operational readiness. Have systems in place to handle increased order volume. Ensure your inventory management can scale with growth. Develop processes for managing customer service inquiries. Measurement systems. Set up proper tracking for organic traffic, conversions, and revenue. Create dashboards to monitor your key metrics. Establish baseline measurements so you can see improvement. Reinvestment planning. Decide how you'll reinvest SEO success back into growth. Plan for expanding your product lines or target markets. Budget for ongoing SEO maintenance and improvement. The customer experience transformation. One thing that often gets overlooked in SEO success stories is how the customer experience improves when you're ranking organically versus relying on paid ads. When customers find you through organic search, they're more likely to spend more time browsing your products, read your product descriptions and reviews thoroughly, sign up for your email newsletter, follow you on social media, become repeat customers, recommend you to friends and family. This creates a virtuous cycle where better customers lead to better reviews, which lead to better rankings, which lead to more better customers. What's coming next? In our final episode of this series, we're going to dive deep into advanced e-commerce SEO strategies and talk about creating a sustainable, long-term system that continues working and growing even when you're not actively managing it every day. We'll also discuss how to evaluate e-commerce SEO agencies, what questions to ask, and how to avoid the common pitfalls that can derail your SEO success. Look, I've shared Marcus's story with you today, but I could tell you dozens of similar stories. Skincare brands that went from struggling to getting sales to having waiting lists for new products. Tech gadget stores that went from competing on price to commanding premium margins. Clothing brands that went from unknown to industry leaders. The common thread in all these success stories is patience, consistency, and a long-term mindset. E-commerce SEO success doesn't happen overnight, but when it does happen, it's transformational. It's not just about getting more website traffic or ranking higher in search results. It's about building a sustainable, profitable business that doesn't depend on you paying for every single customer who finds you. Remember, every day you're not working on your SEO is another day your competitors might be getting ahead of you. But every day you are working on it is a day you're building something valuable that will pay dividends for years to come. The e-commerce stores that succeed with SEO are the ones that think in terms of years, not months. They understand that they're not just optimizing for search engines, they're building authority, trust, and relationships that extend far beyond Google's algorithm. Your products deserve to be found by customers who are actively looking for them. Your brand deserves to be recognized as a leader in your industry. And your business deserves the stability and growth that comes from owning your visibility instead of renting it. I'm Antonio. Thanks for listening to the SEO Playbook E-commerce Edition, and I'll see you in our final episode where we're going to put together everything you've learned into a comprehensive, long-term strategy for e-commerce SEO success.